pandemic, they're going to start pushing that JAB again. They're going to start pushing that jab. And anybody that doesn't take it, you're going to be seen as what? A threat, an enemy of the state. They're going to knock at your door, arrest you, your children, detain them somewhere, force them to take it. If you don't, it's under the point of death, man. And you know this man's going to do it. You don't take that jab, then die. They're going to shoot you down. Bring it up.
Revelation 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Into what?
Into prison.
Into what?
Into prison.
Come on.
That you may be tried. But be thou patient. For you shall have tribulation 10 days. And be thou faithful unto death. And I will give thee a crown of life.
Right, so read that again, the first part.
Yep, Revelation 2 and 10 again. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Come on.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Yeah, concentration camps. Right? Why? Because, well, for two reasons. One, we're going to refuse the JAB. We're not going to consent to the whole, we're not going to consent to that. And another reason, they're going to come for us because they know who we are. We're the Israelites, man. We're the prophets. And they're going to try to get us to denounce our belief. Because in this whole N.W.O system, this whole New World Order setup, right? This is a new religion. They're going to get rid of all Christianity, Roman Catholicism, Islam, anybody that's consented to any religion or ideology outside of what they're implementing. They're going to kill them, man. Doomsday preppers, whistleblowers, militia groups, different religious believers, they're going to put them all to death. Unless they denounce their faith and take that CHIP, you have to consent under the point of death, man. Because they did that. Like even during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, he said that all the heathens should be one and follow the Greek fashion. And he even pushed it upon our people to the point of death. They said that we had to give up our so-called religion. They not saying that in Maccabees. That we have to give that up to the point, even to the point of death. And you had Israelites, you had our people that refused to consent and that were burned alive. Women that so-called black women that circumcised their children, they had their children put to death, paraded through the streets, and the carcasses of their dead children hung around their necks, and they were thrown off from the castle, the top of the castle walls, man. That's recorded in the history book, man, in the book of Maccabees.
I'm really scared. I finished the deal.
So that was back then. That was at 2,300 years ago, during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, who was of the line of Seleucus. Man. But let's get this. We're gonna go back to Daniel's. We're gonna go back to. Hold Daniel's 2, and I'm gonna get right. So let me get this is on 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. You hear that? That all should be one people. A one world order. What's that? Novus Ordo Seclorum? That's on the American dollar bill. Novus Ordo Seclorum. Look that up, man. Oh shit.
And correct us.
Out of many, one or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think saying that cigarettes are
It says Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is Latin, which means a new order of the ages. Okay? A new order of the ages. But then there's another one called N.W.O. Coeptus.
I believe that's it crowns our enterprise with success. Speaking of Satan,
I just got that N.W.O.
A-N-U-I-T.
Yeah, but yeah, N.W.O. Coeptus. Its meaning means he favors our undertakings. He meaning Satan. Satan favors their new order because that's their God. That's the God of the so-called Illuminati, the illuminated ones of the so-called white man's secret order. He favors our undertakers, meaning a new coeptus, which means Satan favors our Novus Ordo Seclorum, our new age order. Okay? Again, so it's First Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Right? So that means that all the heathens will come together and form a government, a centralized government. And this is during the time of the Greeks now. And everyone should leave his lords. And so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. So this is a religion. Why? Because there was idols attached to it. There was idolatry attached to this whole order. And we had to sacrifice to their idols, the gods of the Greeks. And these idols are what? Devils in disguise. You know, they hide them under the words or the names of Zeus and Hercules and Poseidon and all of that, right? And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And this also goes into the Hellenization of the Jews. Now when you go into the New Testament now, what do you read of? You read of the Greeks. Now a Christian will read the New Testament and think that's talking about so-called white people. And that's talking about Hellenized Jews, man.
That's right, it's like foreigners.
Broken Israelites that were forced to conform to the Greek fashion and thus were alienated from the commonwealth and citizenship of Jerusalem, of their ancestors, and were dispersed among the heathens. Ephesus, Athens, right? Thessalonica, Corinthia, and were raised up and born into the Greek fashions, man.
So I reached out to Jordan.
And these were the very same individuals that Paul wrote epistles to. And on his journeys, visited those regions. Why? Because he knew that his people was among those heathens there. So we read on. It says, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh, and unclean beasts. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. That's the point right there. You see, under threat of death. So it's showing you right, when they're in the process of bringing about this whole new age order, man, they first need to collapse this economy. And how they're gonna do that? Through a lockdown, man. But through a war, through this whole Third World War, and the lockdown, the new pandemic, or scamdemic, should I say, right? And the lockdown that follows in regard to that, right?
Yeah.
And then with it, they're going to say, listen, anyone that don't consent to this whole new arrangement, you're going to be arrested, detained, you continue to not conform, you die, man. And that's why I said that, don't fear none of those things that shall come on you.
On the floor. So I went and spent my big.
But some of you will be put to death.
Put it on my floor. Put it on the dirty yard floor.
Go son, bring it up.
This is 2 Ezra 15. It says, verse 14, woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Stop, read that again.
2 Ezra 15, starting from verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein.
Yeah, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. The word woe again means anguish, death, destruction, misery, anguish. To the world and them that dwell therein. Because right now, if you look at the inhabitants of the world, they're pretty much in an uproar against their governmental leaders, against the unfair measures, the rising of living, and also this whole Third World War, right? Can you see that? Okay. So read that again. So okay, I'll look
That's right. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Right. So we're seeing anguish upon the people, right? Woe to the inhabitants, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. I believe over there in South Africa now, the man that's pretty much a very influential figurehead down there in South Africa. His name is Julius something. Forget his whole name, his surname, but his first name is Julius. And he's basically saying that within the next 2 weeks, expect a blackout, man. Expect a straight up blackout, lights out. There'll be no food, there'll be no water running from the pipes, there'll be no electricity, there'll be no food, right? There'll be no nothing.
It's talking about in Africa or worldwide.
South Africa. Right. In South Africa, there's going to be a total blackout. That's what that brother Julius, I forget his surname, but that's what he's basically saying. He's saying we warned you that it will actually happen. Like if it happens, then that's anguish for their sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Because when a blackout happens, what do you think is going to happen during that time? Total anarchy and chaos, man. Yeah. Right? And a couple of years ago, they were talking about that might even happen in America. A blackout or an EMP attack where a rival nation an enemy of America, per se, China or Russia, they could use an EMP attack on America, which is a special type of attack that can cause all electricity to be wiped out from coast to coast. That's a blackout right there. And if that happens, well, that's all hell. You know, they make movies like of that, The Purge, right? For what, 24 hours or 48 hours, it's complete lawlessness. Complete lawlessness. You understand? And if that happens, that's a way for them to bring about martial law. Again, there's different ways this man can bring about martial law within the society. Until anarchy and chaos brings about, they have to bring order through chaos, man. Do you get what I mean? Order out of chaos. So this man wants to bring about chaos. Okay, so he can bring about his whole new order of things. And the whole new order of things is getting rid of religion. Getting rid of potential terrorists. Okay, because Christians, Muslims, they'll be seen as terrorists, man. People that would oppose the new way of doing things. That would stand in opposition to it. Oh, continue read on.
Back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
So it said that there shall be sedition among men, as the brother is reading. There shall be sedition among men. Sedition is what? People rising up against their government. We're actually seeing it. Continue on.
A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right, the scripture says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to go into that city. Why? It's going to be checkpointed off. The military will be deployed into the streets, man.
Yep.
Okay? So you desire to go into one area of London out of another area, and you won't be able to because you need that C-19 passport, man. You need that proof that you've taken the C jab, man. And if you haven't taken it, then you can't go nowhere. That's why they're saying that they created 15-minute cities. Where from where you live, you can't travel 15 minutes out from where you live. And stuff like that. And people are protesting even about that. Because that's basically a modern form of slavery. That's a modern day concentration camp right there.
Yeah.
That's just a concentration camp. You're basically confined to where you live, man. And you can't travel out unless you have a damn passport, man. You see what I'm saying? You need permission to travel. That's slavery. That's a concentration camp. So this is the world that's about to be established before your very eyes. And what are you people going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Pretend like nothing is happening. Things will go back to how it used to be, man. Don't you worry. Come on, you got something.
We're talking about you'll need the passport to enter into cities and stuff like the C-19, the passport or the RFID. That's really goes back to slavery, because when you were on the plantation, you had to travel to another plantation. You needed a permit. And if they caught you on the road, they'd be like, boy, what are you doing on the road? And if you didn't have your permit, they'd lynch you on the spot. So the whole world is becoming a giant plantation.
So there you go. That's facts right there. That's facts. That's facts. And then, and it shows you that this place is death for our people, because over there in Mississippi, they're legalizing laws to start bringing back the lynching, man. Right? The lynching. Because even Esau had a permit that he could actually kill niggas like this, you know, what's it? I think it was called a nigger permit pass or something like that. There was actually, he had an actual license just to go around killing niggas. There was actually something like that existed. Like Esau actually had a permit or a license to go around killing niggas or lynching them without no consequences. So, you know, that shows you who they're really coming for us. Why would they bring that law back into effect again? Why would they do that? So if they do that in Mississippi, they will do that the whole nationwide, man. State by state, just legalizing this shit. Then that would be just open war. Them niggas would really have to be on their toes now. They would really have to be on their toes. Then they would really see these devils for who they are. Then they'll really see their horns coming out. You so-called white people need to show your horns, man. Show your horns. Stop pretending, man.
Jake just got too comfortable in this society to where he's forgotten who was enemy.
Yeah. Gone too damn complacent. But that's part of the plagues that the Heavenly Father is bringing upon America. The sword, famine, and death. You hear that? That's the sword. You see? There's this chaos because where's Joe Biden? Joe Biden is pretty much letting Mexican quote-unquote immigrants to travel into the USA now. When Donald J. Trump, he was forbidden, he wanted a wall to be built to stop Mexicans from coming in. But Joe Biden, he's doing the opposite. He's letting them come in, all them criminals, the rapists, the drug dealers, he's letting them all come in. So when they come in now, they don't give two shits about American law. They hate America. They don't fuck about America. Right? Because I believe America, Joe Biden, he's basically saying he wants to police Mexico for the drugs, man. The whole drug dealing that's going on over there. But really, the only reason why Joe Biden wants to do that is because Mexico wants to join BRICS, man.
He's trying to sweep them up.
Yeah. Mexico wants to join BRICS. So Joe Biden's saying, we gotta go down there to Mexico and stop the drugs. Now all of a sudden you want to stop the drugs. Now you just want to control Mexico and stop them from joining BRICS. That's what that is. Right?
Blind the drugs.
Yeah, that's
because the Mexicans Jake's as well, man. And he's trying to destroy them too.
yeah. So again, problem reaction. Here's the solution. But you made the problem in the first place. Now you're talking about the drugs. Right? We need to invade Mexico and control them people down there. Nah, you're just trying to stop them from joining BRICS. That's what that is. Right? By the same time, the Mexicans are flooding into America. There's reports on that. They're crossing over. And that's chaos. That will bring more chaos. So here it is. You got the scamdemic. You have hyperinflation. You got the collapsing of the banks. You got the Third World War, right? Then you got what? Chaos from Mexico coming in. The criminals that have been sent into America coming in. So that's chaos all around. That's just chaos all around.
And also the Mexicans that are going over to America, that's probably the worst thing you could possibly do at this time. Because when your Harashai comes, that's your ass, man. And even before that, you're going to catch hell in all the things that the elder's talking about. The martial laws you're ready to get this at 15. You're going into America thinking you're going to have a better life, a better future. And really you're going out in the fire to fight.
Yeah. So go back to what the reason. Yeah. We're going to that martial law. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to bring up.
So back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right, stop read that part again, Salaki.
Yep, so Genesis 15 from verse 17 again. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able,
A man shall desire to go into a city and won't be able, come on.
for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
So something's gonna happen, man, that's gonna cause all hell to break loose. Now, they were saying down there, what's that bank that collapsed?
Credit Suisse.
Forget that Silicon Valley.
Oh, SVB Bank.
Yeah, Silicon Valley. Right? Certain banks collapsing in America. Certain people can't withdraw their money. They didn't get their monthly wages. And a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, man. So that monthly paycheck means everything to them.
Yeah.
They don't get that money, and they're gonna go into animal mode. They're gonna go into Z mode. They're gonna go into predator mode, man.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck them. Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Come on now.
I know everything we can do. Everything we can do.
Come here to back up. Yeah.
They fucking dogs.
Don't, man. He brings Irish as well. But you know, Esau is gonna blame everything on Jake. You're gonna say, "Oh, see, he's them. They didn't take the jabs. It's their fault." Because you see, but they showed you that when the first lockdown happened, they blamed Jake for everything. Yeah, they said it's them fucking Africans. And we found a strain, a C19 strain from Africa. Right? And then China China followed through. They started persecuting you niggas, man. See, you Jakes, man, you gotta depart from the world. The world showed you they don't like you. The first lockdown showed you that.
Yeah.
The first lockdown you saw footage of Moab and Chinese knocking Jake over the head, beating them with baseball bats, casting them out their houses.
Yeah.
There's one nigga man had blood coming out his head, right? You was prohibited from entering certain restaurants and stuff.
Couldn't go to hospitals.
You was getting rounded up in the streets. There's footage of that over there in China. Showing you how them damn Chinese look at you so-called black people.
Right.
Right? And then the French, Macron, man. I remember that. And because they want to use Africa as their testing ground of all their diseases. Showing you that how they look at you. They're going to blame you guys for the spreading of this new pandemic. To justify them wiping you out. We got to round up these niggas. We have to kill them off.
Yeah.
They're spreading the disease.
You know, Esau might do it like, oh, we can't lift the lockdown until everybody's taking the new thing. But these so-called Hebrew Israelites, they're refusing to take it. So now we all have to be locked down because of them. It's going to turn the people against us.
It's them.
Yeah.
It's them calling folk. It's them hoodily-budgelies.
But that's what happened like 2,000 years ago when the early church was persecuted.
Yeah.
They blamed us for the, what is it?
The burning down of the burning down of Rome or something like that. Nero, it was Nero. It was Nero. Nero blamed the Christians. They blamed the Jews for the burning down of Rome. The Emperor Nero. So that's that. Again, what's that? Ecclesiastes.
What, nothing new under the sun?
Yeah, that's it. Let me get it. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The things that have been it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So there you go, man. So history, so records show that history always repeats itself.